Brothers, brothers, hey brothers, how are you doing? You know, sometimes it's not very easy to be a man in today's present world because the world has got expectations and has set up standards for us. And sometimes we find ourselves in circumstances which are actually not bringing out the best in us. And sometimes you desire to have someone to confide in, someone you can trust, someone you can speak to. And sometimes you feel like you're out of control because you don't have the solutions of some of the mountains and setbacks you face in life. And so you can find yourself isolated, feeling alone and beaten and completely out of control. To the man who desires to have an accountability system, but does not know how to start the process, the man who feels trapped by circumstances that they have tried to change for years and years with little success. We men sometimes feel unable to break negative patterns in our lives. And because the world is always expecting men to be perfect and strong and these powerful people who cannot ask for help, we've been programmed to believe that we should not seek for help and that we have to go through it alone. Because when I share it with someone else, what if they judge me? What if they look at me as a weak man? What if they talk about me and I find myself being talked about in a whole community? Now, it can sometimes be very lonely to be a man, especially when going through something like failure, when experiencing guilt and shame, or just when you are yet to get a desired result in life. Sometimes we fail in business, we fail in exams, we can fail in life tests, and we can find ourselves in a chapter in life which actually looks like failure. But because the people around us can be very harsh in judging us and in arriving at verdicts and concluding that we are of no value, we are of no worth. So most men, for this reason, most men have chosen silence and to just wait silently until they finally overcome whatever they are dealing with all by themselves. The world judges men harshly and destroys their mental health. They fear that they will be judged, talked about, laughed at. And whenever, some of the men I have interacted with, they trusted people at some point. They were vulnerable. But later on, their vulnerability was actually used against them. And so it becomes difficult for a man to trust someone, to confide in someone. Brothers, we cannot do this alone. Yes, I know there's betrayal. I know there's a lot of judgment out there, a lot of fear for shame and guilt. But brothers, we can't do this alone. We need help. We need one another, brothers. And you are going to need brothers to encourage us, to confront us with love, not from a point of negativity, but confront us with love and positively criticize us with a desire to cause us to be better. We need brothers to hold us accountable. We need to hold each other accountable. When you speak to a brother, the burdens you are carrying will no longer be so heavy. And the commitments that you have to make in this life to become better, right now they seem intimidating, they seem so huge and big. But when you share it with a brother and you carry the Lord together, it becomes easier. It stops being intimidating and you realize that it's actually doable. So friends, what am I saying? Where am I going with this? I'm saying that I have seen this problem. I have known it exists. I've experienced it myself and in the past, and I'm willing to work with brothers to be a listening accountability partner for you, to challenge you and confront you, to help you recover clarity in this life, recover purpose, recover your sanity, recover the original design that God has when He created us. And I'm here waiting to listen. And I want to help you, my brother, and to walk with you. Brothers, we cannot walk alone. And because there's a lot of, everyone is busy running after their life's commitments and trying to make both ends meet. And so you realize that we are caught up in the systems and in the business of this world. And we fail at accountability. We fail to have systems and structures that can challenge us and confront us. And that's why we at the Royal Overcomers Trust, we are willing to walk with men. I am willing to walk with my brothers. And I'm going to offer you personalized listening therapy if you need one. I'm going to offer you an accountability partner to walk with you, as a fellow man, as a brother. And we support one another. The commitments we make, because I'm going to guide you to make certain commitments or to changes, make the necessary changes. And through active listening and prayerful support, and by offering you that accountability system and structure, and by walking with you, I will help you to rise from whatever has been holding you back and get back on the path of progress towards fulfilling your purpose. Brothers, we cannot be silent anymore. We cannot be isolated anymore. And we cannot hide from these realities. I will help you to do some of, what am I going to help you to do? I will help you to recover your treasured commitments in life, your values, your worth. Because you have value. You've lost your identity in the mix-up of things, in the messy situations you found yourself in. You end up losing your identity. You end up even dropping some of the values you grew up knowing that this would define me and would make the man I will be. And you drop them on the way because the weight and the pressures of this world confuse you. So you are going to need to recover clarity and order in your life. You are going to need healing from guilt and shame, whatever you've done in the past, mistakes and failures. You need someone to hold your hand and tell you it is well. You did that. Everyone has done mistakes in the past, and you are going to have to rise above it. You regain your clarity, and soon you will regain control in your life. And you feel out of control now, but you're going to recover your control, retake every lost ground, take your life back, bro. Heal from addiction, heal from childhood trauma, heal from every wound you have, whether it was meted upon you in your childhood, whether it came up somewhere in your adulthood. We are talking about healing, and God is wanting to heal us. But He uses people. So that's why we are here for you. We are going to help you to have a fresh beginning in a journey towards fruitfulness, joy, and excellence. You are going to be ushered into a season of grandeur, but consistent growth towards becoming a better version of yourself and ultimately become the man that you were created to be. You and me, we were created to be something in this world, to fulfill certain purposes and intentions by our Creator. But when we are tied and entangled in situations and circumstances of guilt and shame, hopelessness, judgment from every corner, and people misunderstanding us and trying to bring us down because they are always looking at what we are not doing right, then we end up becoming messy, confused, and almost we lose our sanity. We are coming back, my brothers. We are refusing or rejecting where the world wants to place us. The world wants to press us down and put us in a tight corner. We refuse to be placed there. We are kings, men. We've been created to rule and to decree, to govern. And that's what we were meant to be. But the world has been slowly destroying that image, that original design. We refuse to agree with that. And so, brothers, it's all about accountability, a fresh beginning, and I'm your brother. I'm offering to do that. And because, of course, I'm walking with you, you're going to be booking a session. So there will be a cost to a session with me, And we are going to arrange, let's book an appointment with myself. It can be online, it can be physical, depending on your location. And we are going to begin this journey together. Brothers, I'm realizing that with proper accountability, a man can move mountains. And I'm realizing that with proper structures, checks, with proper, solid relationships that are genuinely interested in making you a better man, then the limits become very minimal, and you're going to shoot and rise like an eagle. You're going to soar like an eagle, and God is going to help us. So friends, let's begin this journey together. So I'm giving you my number. It's on the screen. You have my social media handles as well. Text me on any of those platforms, and let's begin the conversation. And the journey to recovery begins today. God bless you.